let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time. No limits, no change, no walls to climb. We're rewriting the rules in real time. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. No limits, no chains, no walls to climb. We're rewriting the rules in real time. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. Every shot's a story, every cheer's a spark. Under the lights we make our mark. Beyond the scoreboard, beyond the lines. Out of the box, redefining the grind. The grind. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? You already know it is Wednesday night, 9:30. It's prime time. My name is Paul Spencer. This is Cowboys Weekly, and I'm always with my buddy right there, the man himself, the professor, Eddie Prather. What's going on, Eddie?
Not much, Paul. How about
Hey.
yourself?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. But, Eddie, I tell you what, man, tonight, they always say you got to keep the enemies close, man. And we got the Bears this week. So, I had to put out the checkbook, man, and break the bank from out of the box because we got these guys tonight. Bears Focus Podcast. Of course, I got Colin and Sterling. Colin, first, man, how you doing tonight, brother? Thanks for joining us.
Man, I appreciate you having us on, Paul. I'm feeling good, man. I think these Bears are going to do some things. I'm going to get into it with you.
Oh, man, I hope they don't do too much, brother. I looked at the lines, but we'll talk about that. Who did you bring with you, man, your co-host here?
Man, I got my boy Sterling with me, my co-host, Bears Focus Podcast.
What's going on, Sterling? Thanks for joining us, brother.
How you doing, Paul? Hey, Eddie, Colin.
Hey.
Always a pleasure. I mean, big time game coming up. Lots to get into, but Paul, Eddie, if I'm being honest, I don't know if I've recovered from last week as of yet.
Hey, listen, you're not the only one, man. I understand y'all came out, the L column, but listen, we got the W last week, but I'm gonna tell you what, I think I lost 15 lives on myself, man, after that game with the Giants. But real quick, I want to talk about both games real quick. We'll talk about the Cowboys and Giants game here. I mean, it's a division game. We know that it's gonna be a little bit closer than a lot of people think. But my man, come on, seriously, an overtime shootout, 40-37. Did you guys expect that at all? Honestly, being outside the division.
Man, I'm going to be honest. I did not expect that. I honestly thought that the Cowboys, I thought they were going to win this game, but I thought they were so much better than the Giants that this wouldn't be close at all.
Yeah. Sterling, how'd you feel about that?
I totally disagree with Colin there. I expected this to be a high-scoring game. I mean, you talk about defense wins championship. Neither one of these teams are great in that area. So, I mean, you got the Giants with looks like an overpaid front right now. They can't produce too much pressure. And then you got the Cowboys back half of the defense letting players just run by them. So, I mean, this game was going to be high-scoring. Russell Wilson likes to throw the moon ball. Dak, a.k.a. Skinny Dak, is always a top 10 QB.
Yeah.
Destructive.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I mean, looking at this game here, the way it played out, I was about ready to put some money down for Russell Wilson to be MVP after that game, how he carved up the Dallas Cowboy defense. I mean, 390 yards, I mean, we know Malik Nabers, Wan'Dale Robinson, they got some good wide receivers, but Was it the Dallas Cowboys defense just giving all this up, or are we looking at the Giants and saying they could be something on offense? Eddie, I'll start with you. How did you feel about that?
The Giants' offensive line sure became a lot better as soon as James Hudson was taken out of the game after that a start I have never seen from an offensive lineman before. Four straight penalties.
Yeah. 3 of them were first downs. Thank you very much. But Colin, how did you feel? I mean, answering that question there, was it the Cowboys defense just that bad? I mean, Diggs was just, it looked like he was a stepchild getting beat, brother. I'm serious. Like, he was getting beat everywhere.
Look, their defense is nasty. We know Diggs is going to give up a big play. He is going to get burned. You can count it at least 1 or 2 times a game. It's going to happen. It looks like they're really missing Bland right now. They need their guy, but that defense got to do something.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, we always say, Diggs is a good corner. He's a ball hawk. But, man, you can't play with your eyes in the backfield on a quarterback. I mean, you get burnt so fast. And it shows when Bland is out, because you have to have a safety over the top of Diggs because he likes to bite. And with Bland in there, you can compensate for that because the safety rolls to the other side. Bland is a better corner than Diggs. He takes chances, but he knows how to recover. Diggs, when he puts that eye in the backfield, that first step, you're gone by him. He can't recover, especially being hobbled. Sterling, how did you feel about that?
I mean, Diggs, I never saw him as a lockdown corner. Never did. I feel like he had a great, outstanding season, which was 1. Then he suffered an injury, and I don't think he never fully recovered and bounced back and got back to that elite quick twitch form that he was known for before he was that ball hawking CB. I think right now it's the defense for the Dallas Cowboys. They need some help. Michael Parsons leaving. Sorry to bring that up if that's still a sensitive topic here.
It's okay.
But it seems like they're still in mourning and they need to wake up sooner than later.
Yeah, Eddie, how did you feel? I mean, talking about the Dallas defense here, Diggs, we know what Diggs is. Bland, we miss him, of course. How did you feel about that?
Do you guys think that Diggs, with his ball hawk style, would be better off as a free safety? It looks like he might have lost a little speed, so he has the size to be a safety.
But Eddie, why would you want to pay a $30 million guy playing safety here? I mean, that's the thing. You sign him as an elite corner. He got the bank, and then, he's not performing here. Certainly you said it. He's never been a lockdown corner, even come from Alabama. I mean, he was a big asset at Alabama. But the thing was, I can play corner at Alabama. You got all-star athletes, 10 other athletes, corner, safety, linemen, linebackers. You make one mistake, it's easy to compensate with the back end that they had at Bama. Was he a system quarterback? We look like Mac Jones, people like that. Are they a system quarterback where you have all the weapons? Was Diggs overrated coming out?
I wouldn't say he was overrated coming out, right? Mm-hmm. His ball hawking ability and him going to get the ball, you want a playmaker like that on defense. Every defense needs a playmaker like that. So sure. I think he was trending the right way. Again, it's that injury. And, modern science, is, helping these players get back faster, but it takes time to recover, right? When you look around just all sports, you see more players tearing Achilles, ACLs, MCLs, more lower body injuries than ever before, right? So they got to kind of look at that, kind of figure it out, give these players a chance to play at an elite form, even with all of the modern technology. But no, Diggs was not overhyped coming out.
Okay. And the other thing, too, you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, with all the medical science that we have in the NFL right now, I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers. 6 weeks? He's back on the field throwing the ball, hopping around. That's amazing. I've had an ACL injury. I was out for almost a year. Couldn't even walk. But now, going back with the Diggs situation, he didn't want to recuperate with the Dallas Cowboys. He wanted to go to his own doctor, not treatment center with the Cowboys. Cowboys have the best doctors in the world. Jerry will pay these guys to have you come back. Maybe that plays into way because there was no OTAs. There was no preseason for him. And right now you're playing 1, 2, 3, week 1, 2, and 3 as your OTAs in preseason. You're not in game situational health-wise. So you're going to get burnt. To me, come back healthy. Take a couple weeks out. Come back healthy. Let the young boys step up, even though we're light in the box there as well. But you're not. You showed what you are 80%. You got burnt. It didn't matter who was on you. You got burnt. Very simple. The bomb to Malik Neighbors and oh goodness gracious, not even Rondale Robinson coming down the middle. You had Diggs trailing the play. like 2 yards trailing the play. I mean, you're an elite corner, and this is on 4th down. Why would you let anybody get behind you? That just proves to me you didn't have the speed to catch up, number one. It's very simple, but Eddie, real quick, man, what do we do after last week's game? Because we're going to talk about the Lions. Since you mentioned Micah Parsons, I'm going to throw it right back at you, and we're going to talk about the Bears-Lions game. How's that, Sterling? But Eddie, real quick, how do we bounce back from this game real quick? What did you see from the last game that we need to work on? Opposite the back end.
All right, we need to get more of a pass rush this week than we got against the Giants.
That's a
to help protect our defensive backs.
I agree with that. Colin, what do you see that Dallas has to work on from last week, before we get into our game this weekend?
I really think that their defensive front got to get more pressure. I know they got 3 sacks against a terrible Giants offensive line, so that's really not saying anything. Mm-hmm. But they got to get more consistent, get more pressure to at least try to give Diggs a little bit more time back there to do something.
Agree. Sterling, what do you think Cowboys have to work on?
I mean, you would just hope the secondary can just hold, right? And again, like Colin mentioned, the more pressure that front four can put up, the easier it makes it on those cornerbacks and safeties back there. So create havoc starting up front and give those defensive backs and safeties a chance to hold, giving the Cowboys a chance.
Agree. I think that's 100%. I mean, missing Micah Parsons, I don't like saying his name anymore, but missing him off the edge there, now you're seeing it's a nice 4-man rotation that we have, but you're seeing when Russell Wilson can step up in the pocket and run the way he did, it's just you can't run anywhere up the middle. Well, you can run up the middle on the Cowboys now because Kenny Clark's being double teamed in the middle. There's no pressure from the outside, and all the lanes are just becoming vulnerable for any quarterback right now. So I hope we work on that. But I want to flip the script here, and let's talk about this Lions game. I mean, the Lions were close. They almost won. I ain't going to lie. They were close, guys. I mean, all I seen was some teams scored 50 points, but I'll let you guys have this one. Sterling, I'll go with you. What happened?
Well, it's kind of like when your parents tell you not to do something, right? And then you get caught doing the very thing your parents told you not to do, and now you get a shellacking, right? And that's what the Bears got in this Week 2 game. We got a shellacking by Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions. 52 points put up on us. What makes that worse for me, just saying that out loud, that sounds like a college score or a college number, and that's put up against an NFL team. It's very sickening.
Yeah, especially, what you guys did in the offseason. You're supposed to bolster that offensive line, no pressure being put on Caleb. And it was bad. Colin, how did you feel? I mean, as Sterling said, you got to beat him from mom here. That's basically what it was. She told you to go out and get your own stick and beat you with it,
Man, Dan Campbell, he said, we're going to come out and win this game. And he didn't lie, man. Jared Goff was on fire. He had 5 touchdown passes. It was nasty. I don't want to remember it too much longer. We on the next week.
Exactly. That's the way when we get a beating like that, you don't want to remember it. Eddie, lay some wounds in here real quick. How did you feel about this butt kicking, Eddie?
Boy, it was like the Bears basically gave Dave Campbell the choice of using the slipper, the belt, or the switch.
I think they got all.
And I think Dan Campbell used all 3 on them.
Now, I do have one thing. Now, I had to go back and watch this. I mean, I thought it was like a Photoshop video. Did Dan Campbell really use the Jared Goff slip play like he fell on this team, on the Chicago Bears this week? Was that true? Did I see that? I think it was true then, huh? Because I'm not getting no words from this.
Colin,
I don't know. We have a terrible defense right now. What can we say? They're not good. They can't hold up, man. They're getting played all over the place.
You know what? Besides that slip play, what should be more even sickening for Bears fans across the world is that through 3 quarters, we gave up 450 yards of offense to the Detroit Lions, and that's only 3 quarters.
Oof. So that makes that 390 that we gave up look pretty good, huh?
Spectacular.
Oh Oh my gosh. I want to talk real quick. Caleb Williams, 19 for 3209, 2 TDs, 1 pick. Swift, 12 for 67, 1 TD. Running the ball was okay. 27 for 134. But what happened with the offense? I want to ask you guys real quick because when I first met you guys, we talked backstage a couple of days ago. I said to you, do we look back and say Jaden Daniels? Do we look? Are we okay with Caleb Williams? I would say Ben Johnson, one hell of an OC. I thought he was going to turn the lights on here. Turn the lights on Caleb Williams. I seen a good, first drive once in a while, but I don't see anything after a couple of drives. It's old Caleb Williams back to, do what you're not told to do. That's all it is with him. Colin, how do you feel?
On our show, we like to keep it funky and we like to keep it balanced, right? We don't want to go too far and blow everything up.
Mm-hmm.
It's game 2, second game of the season. Caleb played decent. Right, I can say he played decent. Now you're right. When we get into key moments and when we get behind in the game, we are seeing 100% that he's falling back on bad habits.
Yeah,
and we got to clean those up.
Yep.
We can't keep making those same mistakes. You got to learn at some point.
Mm-hmm. Sterling, what about you?
I think Caleb Williams is the guy for the job. He's fit for the job. I think the Bears have done a good job reorganizing around him, giving him a good opportunity to be successful in the positions that he's put in. With that being said, penalties are killing the Bears week to week. The first week we had 11 penalties, which cost us 122 yards. This week we chopped that down a little bit. We got down to 5 penalties, but they were still in crucial moments of the game. And simply, if we want to be a good team, actually a Super Bowl contending team, we cannot shoot ourselves in the foot. We got to be championship caliber.
Agree. Now, Eddie's going to tell you something about Caleb Williams here. Eddie's never been a fan about Caleb Williams. So, Eddie, go ahead. Go ahead.
To me, Ben Johnson's the type of quarterback Ben Johnson had in Detroit, Jared Goff, is a timing quarterback. That's not Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is an improviser. To me, I think out of the quarterbacks that were drafted last year, I think Drake May would have been the best choice for a Ben Johnson system. That timing.
What do you guys think about that? Drake May. Let's just go back real quick. Let's just go back to history. Jaden Daniels, Drake May. If Sterling, you're the GM right now, and you're the GM here. You just got Ben Johnson, and you need to pull the trigger here. Who are you picking?
Between Drake May and Jaden Daniels, 2 different style QBs.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm making that call, I'm calling Jaden Daniels. Now, what I do want to say about Drake May, the kid has a lot of spunk, and to him, he can spin the ball. Right? This is not a Drake May dig or anything, just for the type of offense and getting outside of the pocket, the design runs, the RPOs, the way the NFL is trending. I'm going to go Jaden Daniels and see how defenses prepare for that week after week.
Colin, what about you?
Look, I know I'm one of the few Bears fans that thinks this, and look, I know it's dead and gone, but we should have kept Justin Fields. We should have kept Justin Fields. He should have been the quarterback. We should have built our offensive line, our defensive line. We had great picks. We could have done it. We could have had a great team, and I think that we could have molded Justin Fields to play on time. He has a great deep ball. With an offensive line to protect him, he would have made it happen. We saw what happened that first game of the season that he played against the Steelers, who will end up having one of the top defenses this season.
I kind of agree with you. If you would have kept Justin Fields, you could have went for another position there at the top of the draft there, a solidified offensive tackle, whatever you got, a cornerstone. Because you look at Justin Fields, right, and say if you would have had a couple bad seasons, his first year, growing up in the system here. But Sterling said, you give him an offensive line where you have to pick your poison. Justin Fields can run the ball. You got an RPO threat. You got legs as a threat. You got, a quarterback that can get the ball out of the pocket on the run to hit you. This is a different look. Caleb Williams right now, the MO is out for him. The blueprint is out. Put pressure on the kid. Make him beat you. If he beat you, hey, you got beat. He beat you. But you got to put pressure on him. Jaden Daniels, he's a man of ice veins. You throw anything at him, he's cool as a cucumber. I've seen the boy smile when he's down 50 points, it feels like. And Drake May, certainly you said it. The kid can spin the ball. coming from the ACC, I didn't think it was going to be that good, but he does show some glimpses out there where he could be something special as well. Eddie, what do you think? I want to relive it back. I know you wanted Jaden Daniels for the Bears. I know that.
No. I thought if I ran the Bears, I wouldn't have taken a quarterback at number 1 if I was the GM. I would have taken Joe Ott at the number 1 pick.
And where did he play school, Eddie? Where did he play school real quick? I forgot.
And that school in South Bend, Indiana called Notre Dame.
Yeah, I don't like Colin anymore because he's an Ohio State fan. He hurt me last year too.
Me and you both, Paul. Me and you both.
Now we gotta bag it on. No, don't do it.
But let's move on this week here, guys. I don't want to relive our game last week, even though it was a W, because I lost years of my life on there. You guys don't want to talk about last week's game as well. So let's jump into it this week. Bears, Cowboys. Since you guys are our visitors here, you talk about it first. What are your keys? Let's talk about your offense versus our defense. We gave up everything. 390, yards in the air, 130 on the ground, damn near 500 yards offense. Coming in from what you guys seen last week to what you're seeing against the Cowboys here, how do you see the advantages playing out for your offense versus our defense? Colin, I'll start with you.
Honestly, I see this being a little bit similar to the game against the Giants. I think that the score will go up. My hope and my prediction is that Ben Johnson unlocks the offense. He lets them go, and he starts using his weapons, right? We got a first-round top 10 tight end that has 2 receptions so far this season.
Yeah, Colston.
We got to get him going. Luther Burden, a second-round pick, a gadget guy who can make plays.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get him out there playing. DJ Moore has to get involved more. Cole Kmet. We have so many weapons that need to see some action. And I think that against a weak Cowboys secondary, Ben Johnson will take advantage.
Mm-hmm. Eddie, I'll go with you next. We'll flip back and forth here. What do you see?
I think that Caleb, one problem with Caleb has been is that he only looks for Romeo Odunze. He doesn't seem to try and look for DJ Moore. I don't think DJ Moore is not producing because of him. It's because Caleb's not looking for him. Caleb needs to get the other talent on that offense involved more than just one guy.
Okay.
And that offensive line has to stop committing so many penalties, or it's going to keep on biting them in the behind. And to me, if Dallas can get any kind of pressure on Caleb Williams, Caleb is like a deer, but he looks lost out there when he gets pressured.
Okay. Sterling, all yours.
I mean, this game is going to be high scoring, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Bears technically have the advantage on the offensive side of the ball, because if you look back in the 2024 season, Ben Giants being the offensive coordinator of the Lions, he thrived against the defense that Matt Eberflus is currently deploying on the Dallas Cowboys, 2 high safety, right? In the Bears offense, we use a lot of pre-snap motion. We always got somebody running across the backfield, right? So I expect mismatches to be exploited this game. Swift should be a key component of this game, and expect a DJ Moore sighting. He will be activated.
Okay. I agree with a lot of parts here. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think this is probably going to be – both teams are going to be over 30 is the way I feel for this. I mean, Chicago has the weapons. Just like you said, Colin, Luther Burden, man, he's a flyer out there. Second-round pick. Why aren't we using him in the rotation here? Cole Kmet, Colston Loveland. They're taking – to me, I was crazy that I thought Tyler Warren was going to be your tight end number 1, a Swiss Knight that can play anything, that a blocker, a runner, a receiver, anything out there. They're not even using him. 2 catches for the whole year, Colin?
That's
2
it.
catches?
That's it.
That's amazing. That's amazing that he, coming from Michigan, you're like, your backyard. You know what he is. He said he fits the system. Why doesn't he only have 2 catches this year? Eddie, you said offensive line. I think this offensive line is one of the keys. You got to keep Caleb Williams upright. You have to. You got to make him comfortable, because if you put pressure, we still know he's still wet behind the ears. He's still a rookie in my eyes. He gets vulnerable. He makes bad decisions. I go back last week. I seen one where he's getting sacked and he threw it down for intentional grounding. That's just a bonehead mistake there. Loss of down 15 right there. It's amazing, but I do think this is high scoring because you guys have the weapons, man. I think
Mhm.
Swift is a key factor. Rome Odunze is, a high flyer out of Washington. He's a great wide receiver. Zacchaeus, I'm familiar with him. He played at prep with my kids. I know him great. He's a good wide receiver. You guys have the weapons, but why aren't they being used? I mean, Eddie said Caleb Williams doesn't really read his progression. It's just one look, down the tunnel. Do you see it differently? Why isn't he reading his progressions?
I think he's still trying to get the timing down, man.
Mm.
I mean, you guys brought it up earlier. He's not used to being a timing quarterback. He's used to going out there, kind of playing off schedule, making big plays, doing his thing. He's still trying to get the timing down, still trying to figure it out. So it looks like he's getting a little bit rushed. And when he does, because he is getting pressured, and when he gets rushed, he has to move around. And again, like we said earlier, he falls back on those bad habits. So he's got to get the timing down. Ben Johnson needs him to play on time for this offense to succeed. So he's got to get that down pat.
Okay. Sterling, what about you?
I mean, I would agree, right? You could say timing due to the inaccuracy of some passes, key passes he should have hit, not over the course of 1 week, but even in the second week as well. You could say timing, but I say it's not a timing issue with Caleb Williams, right? It's an offensive issue as a unit, right? The quarterback can only do so much, and Caleb Williams is processing a lot. He is the guy that leads the orchestra. However, you still need those pieces to be synced up and the unit acting as one. The penalties tell me they are not. So it's more than just a Caleb Williams issue here. It is an offensive team issues. We get that corrected, we have a better chance to move forward.
Okay. One thing I want to ask you, we've seen Ben Johnson, we've seen Jared Goff, good quarterback, very high IQ, reads his progressions. If it's not Jameer Gibbs, Montgomery, then to me, Ben Johnson offense it's all about the timing. You have to look down your progression, because when I watch Goff play, it's just look right, look left, get the safety coming down. He bites over the top or right down the middle on a slant. That's, to me, I heard a lot of people. I was listening to a Bears podcast a couple nights ago, and one of the guys on there, I didn't know how to feel about this. I want to ask you guys this. One of the commenters, it wasn't me. I didn't comment on this, but one of the comments says Caleb Williams doesn't fit the IQ mold of a Ben Johnson offense. What do you guys think about that?
Ben Johnson offense is just a mental overload. First off, right? The quarterback is going to process a lot. Again, this is Caleb Williams. What? A new offense again for him this season. First time being in it. First time learning curve. Let's give this team a chance at least until the trade deadline and see where Caleb Williams is and where this offensive is in terms of unlocking this Ben Johnson offense. I don't even think we scratched the surface because we can't stop the penalties. We can't even do our scripted plays correctly.
Yeah.
So the more we hone down on that, the more we'll be able to see what this team is really made of, utilizing all of our pieces.
Mm-hmm. Colin, what about you with that question?
Man, I got to agree. They got to clean it up. And once everything gets clean, I think that Caleb will be able to find his stride. He'll be able to get those scheduled plays down and be able to actually fully unlock this offense. Let Ben Johnson call more plays. I mean, Sterling just said it. It's complicated. We know it's a lot of motions, a lot of different sets that they do. Learn it. Give them some time. They'll learn it. But I think that's really all it is. They just need some time, man.
Paul, honestly, I would like to see the Bears in more 12 personnel. If we're going to be physical and we're going to be the team that wins in December and onward, let's start the 12 personnel right now. We have the talent. We have the pieces. Let's go into 12 personnel. And then, you know what? When we have physically imposed our will, we'll go to what you guys are known for.
I like you said that because, when we talked to Cowboys the last couple of weeks, we didn't know what this offensive line was going into the season. Now we have 4 players that in the second year or less in different positions, out of position from college to their natural position. So we didn't know what they were. I love the 12 personnel, double tight ends out there, because you want to establish a mentality of who you are. Set it in the trenches. Make that extra man in the box come down. And then you know what, Caleb Williams, all you got to do is say, hey, you got single high coverage on one side. You got Rome. You got Moore. You can go anywhere you want with the ball. These guys can beat anybody on the field. Make it easy for him. Make it easy for Caleb Williams. Run the 12. Hell, I don't care if you go to 13 personnel. Dallas has done it, to make it simple. Establish the run, open up the play action, number one. It's so easy to do. Ben Johnson is just too damn complicated for me right now, especially for Caleb Williams, who is still young. But the O-line has to get camaraderie too. I mean, you guys got new starters all the way across the board. It's hard. The verbal language is different. Every year, new OC, language is different. The terminology is different. You're going from, hey, we're going to go I right 34 blast to Ben Johnson. We're going to go I right twitch Z, X formation Z, butterfly, whatever. It's different. Make it simple. Eddie, how do you feel about that?
I got a question for Colin and Sterling here. Do you think the Bears made a mistake in not firing Matt Eberflus after 2023? Maybe if they had gotten Ben Johnson for the 2024 draft, who do you think he would have taken that quarterback?
It was 100% a mistake considering they kept him when they pretty much knew they were going to let him go. Drafted a quarterback, let him get a season, ruined the young quarterback for a season. And now here we are trying to start it all over again. They should have let him go when they knew they were taking a new quarterback. Just start everything fresh.
I 100% agree with that. I mean, you draft the quarterback. He has good habits, bad habits, but you opened up so many more bad habits, and you're trying to say, short-term memory. You can't forget that as a quarterback in your first year because it's so, a memory that you're never going to forget, good or bad. And Eberflus, put him in a bad situation, honestly. I mean, that's just the way I see it because I coach offense, and, my quarterback, I say short-term memory, but, he always says, hey, Coach Ball, I remember this. I'm like, no, don't remember that. Bad situations, reflect bad, better outcomes in the future. But it's just hard. But this offense here, you said this. You guys going to come out in 12 personnel? Are you guys going to run the ball more? What do you want to establish first? Swift is a good running back, but they need to use him in the trenches a little bit more. I like how he runs. He's a physical runner. How do you guys see this game? What would you guys do right now with the Cowboys? Swiss cheese defense on Cowboys. What do you do?
I think we go and match you all strength and try to make it our strength. We go actually 11 personnel this game. We get Luther Burton on the field, we get Rome on the field, and we get DJ Moore on the field at the same time with Swift being the option coming out of that backfield. Let's create chaos, right? We need mismatches against this defense. Let's tire your defense down. Right, let's air it out on you guys, which is what you all are known for, and use your strength against you. And let's see what defense is going to be the last defense standing. Because again, this is going to be a high-scoring game. Let's have Caleb Williams have a big game.
Eddie, I'll let you go with that one. I mean, Sterling wants to go 4 wide off the jump here. Just play man-on-man ball because advantage Bears right there, 100%.
I'm not sure if it will be a running game for the Bears because the Cowboys did improve their run defense, getting Kenny Clark in the middle to clog up the middle. I think I have to agree with Sterling there that you have to go 3 receiver. You need to create the mismatch because right now the Cowboys' weakness is their defensive backs.
Yeah, Colin, do you agree? I mean, you hope Ben Johnson not listen to Sterling because I got ban him from this network because I don't want him listening to any of this stuff. I'll tell you that.
Look, man, I 100% agree. All right, Ben Johnson will use his weapons. He's going to get those guys rolling. Rome is gonna burn Trayvon Diggs. It's gonna happen. All right, he's gonna get cooked. That's a touchdown right there. Where else are they gonna come from? Expect DJ Moore to see some touches. Expect Cole Kmet to see some touches. Colston Loveland, like he said, Luther Burden. They will be touching the ball. It will be flying around this game.
Yeah, that's my worst nightmare, Colin. Sterling, you guys hit the nail on the head there. That's my worst thing. Like when I run my offense, if I'm running against a depleted team, I run a run and shoot. I go 4 wide, 3 wide, 1 back RPO system. I spread that field around. I got guys on the hash marks. I got on the sidelines out there. I'm spreading that field because there's not one corner that scares me without Bland right now. And you think about if Diggs is hobbled, you're right. Rome's going to run right past him. If they put Luther Burden, to me, I'm a guy of mismatch. I'm putting Burden on the outside. The burn Diggs going deep. Just take him out as a decoy. Spread that field more. Your underneath rounds 10 to 15, 15 to 20 are wide open. That's what I see happening because you look at this Dallas team. Bland is, to me, is the only shutdown corner that we have. Diggs is beatable. Now you're going to have your umbrella safety playing a 2 deep cover, come down and play side to side ball. If you want to run your outside receivers, the X and Z outside, that Y is going to be right open in the middle of the field because safeties have to go to either side. And when you guys have those receivers, they got to split going outside, sideline to sideline. That middle of the field is wide open. Advantage Bears all day long. 100%. 100%.
It's going to be lovely to see.
I want to ask you. Go ahead.
This game, if Moore and Burden doesn't get involved in this game, there's a major problem somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, some of the chatter I'm hearing, Bears Nation, is that maybe we kind of got some expendable pieces here on the wide receiver room. Maybe as we continue to go towards the trade deadline, could we have some pieces moving around in that wide receiver room? Something to look out for.
Well, who will be on the trade block here? I mean,
I don't want to say any names. But there could be some pieces that could be moved around because the defense needs help.
I'll give you Diggs. You guys want Diggs?
I don't think he's going for much of anything. A 5th round pick might work.
That's about it, honestly. Yeah, especially coming off the injury, the way he's playing right now. But I agree 100% with both of you there. I think this game is going to be a high-scoring game. The offense is advantage to the Bears right now with the weapons. The key is, the offensive line. Can they maintain pressure for Caleb Williams to go through the progression? I think Ben Johnson has to call the perfect game here. Sterling, you said in the beginning, we always do scripted plays. But when you have a bonehead pin on the offensive line, put you at 2nd and 15, 2nd and 20 off the jump, those scripted plays become they're obscene. You can't use them anymore. You have to go with what fits our need here, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20. It all becomes different. When you're in a flow, Caleb Williams gets in a flow, this team could be, honestly, I've said this a long time, they can be the highest scoring team in the NFL with what they have. But time will tell. But let's flip it real quick. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboy offense versus Chicago Bears defense. Now, I know your top corner's out. Jalen Johnson, how do we feel about that?
Man, we played the first game without him, and we saw how that went. The team was able to come back and get a win. Game 2, he made a play, and then he was out. We pretty much missed him that whole game. And our next quarterback in line, Tariq Stevenson, is getting picked on and abused out there.
Yeah.
It is not looking good. So Sterling just said it. We need some help. So it's not looking good for us on the defensive side either.
Sterling?
Our whole cornerback room needs help. Kyler Gordon is injured. Jalen Johnson is out. Nashawn Wright, who picked it off and just gave us hope out. So it's just like the whole room needs a revamp. But besides that whole room needing a revamp, Tyreek Stevenson, could you show up this week? You're going to be matched up against CeeDee Lamb, right? One of the most offensive and explosive wide receivers in the NFL, right? Yeah. Could you mentally stay in the game? Could you give us a fighting chance? But besides our cornerbacks, right? Could we create some pressure? Could Montez sweat? Could you start sweating?
Say it again.
I don't know.
We need to see something from that man. Top 10 paid linemen in this league. You got to do something.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this game is depleted in the corner position for both teams here. I mean, we're down to, second string starters basically that are just like, pickup players. I mean, Tyreek Stevens, he's on a milk carton right now, honestly. With him and Diggs might share one, honestly. They can get a combo deal out there right now because it's bad. But I tell you what, if I'm going in this game as coaching for the Dallas Cowboys offense here, Javonte Williams is playing lights out. 3 TDs already in the first 2 weeks. Great pickup there. But my thing is, I'm going to Javonte Williams saying, hey, we're going to establish a run first couple plays here. But then we're going to see, hey, they're just like us. They're depleted on the defensive side of the ball here. I heard Sterling on Cowboys Weekly saying the Bears are going 3 wide. Well, we're going to match that too. We're going to go 3 wide too. Because this game could be a damn near 40 burger on both sides the way this team's depleted. But I want to ask you something real quick. Tyreek Stevens, what is the issue here? I mean, last year we all know him from that waving to the crowd game. The head wasn't in there. What is it with him? Is it more mental or is it just a physical aspect of he can't pick it up in the NFL? What is it? What do you guys think?
Still, and I'll let you start with this one, man. I'll let you start.
I mean, the Miami corner, right, coming out of college, he was known to being physical and being able to hold his own playing man to man.
Yeah.
When he got to the NFL, his rookie season, it looked like that fit the bill.
Mm-hmm.
However, mentally exhausted ever since that Commanders game. I haven't seen him quite tap in the same. He has some good moments wrapping up the 2024 season, but this season he's just been getting picked on. I don't know what his offseason training regimen was. Clearly he wasn't spending time with Jalen Johnson or Kyler Gordon, two of the right now our best cornerbacks on the team. He right now he doesn't even need a job in the NFL. He is not for long.
Oof, wow. We switched it from national football to not for long, huh? Oh, I heard that one. Colin, what about you with this one?
Honestly, he has the tools, right? 6-foot cornerback. He's got the size. He's got the speed to keep up with guys. It's got to be all mental. And we saw it. Last season, it kind of really ruined everything for the team. We were on the roll, and then here's this. But since then, it seems like it's just gotten worse. It's like now you're there, but you're just not even paying attention anymore. You're getting beat. Guys are beating you on simple plays, on slants across the middle. It's like he can't stop anything.
Yeah, I agree with you. Ever since that last game, we know players check out, but I tell you what, two mistakes. Number one, not playing the ball, not even just looking at the fans thinking it's over. And number two, not getting behind the ball on a Hail Mary. Being in front of the ball. We always say get behind the ball and bat the ball down, straight down to the ground. No picks, bat the ball down. It was just a mistake all across the board. And Tyreek led the charge on that, honestly. But what I want to ask you real quick, this defensive line, Montez Sweat, one of the highest paid defensive ends out there. Grady Jarrett, I just picked him up. What's the problem with the defensive line here? Dexter, I don't know how his last name, Dinga Boa, something like that. Yeah. How are they underproducing? I mean,
100%.
I agree. I don't know if they as a unit are underproducing. Odingbo, he is solid for an acquisition that we just made. He's creating a little bit of havoc. Dexter is getting active in that backfield. Yeah. Again, Montez Sweat, could you please start sweating? Okay, for Montez Sweat, over 2 games, he has 0 sacks. All right, that's not too crazy, right? The season is just getting started. But also over 2 games, he only has 3 pressures and 2 QB hurries, right? For him to be top 10 paid, he's not producing at a top 10 paid level. And that's an issue for me being a Bears fan, because we are used to hanging our hat on defense. And right now, one of our best players on defense already hampered in the backfield, but one of our stars is not producing and doesn't even look like he is in the game.
Eddie, what do you think about the defensive line here? I mean, Grady Jarrett, we talked about him, coming over. I was like, oh, this defense might be, the front 7 might be pretty nasty. But when you're two no names, I don't want to say no names, Dexter, no big guy, they are producing more than your highest 2 paid players. One that you just went out and get, and one that you just gave a contract a couple years ago in Montez Sweat.
I think it was probably a mistake. Grady Jarrett's not a young guy anymore. I think they invested money in a guy that's going the wrong way on productivity at his age. And Threat, do you guys think that Threat was the reason he had the season that he had was because of having guys like Jalen Carter on that defensive line and Jordan Davis in Philadelphia?
Was he a product of the Eagles?
Yeah, to me, last year was his best year that I ever saw out of him in his NFL career.
I think you're referring to Josh Sweat. That was with the Eagles.
Josh Sweat. Okay. Oh, so Montez Sweat was from the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that season when we got him, there was a lot of talk and chatter around him when he got paid. Like, oh, he led 2 teams with sacks.
Tell the truth.
Listen, man, that was overrated. All right. He had 6 sacks for 2 teams. He had a regular a good season. I'll say he had 12 sacks altogether. A pretty good season, but it got blown out of proportions, and I think we did overpay for him. I think we did 100%.
Agree, 100%, 100%. Now, I do have a question for you. You know, we're as Cowboy fans, we're very familiar with Nashawn Wright. Okay, we're very familiar with him. Colin, you said earlier, about matching up against a player. CD's natural position is in that slot. That's your nickel back. Okay, which you guys are down there as well. I mean, you guys are looking for somebody to play there too. Now with Nashawn Wright, we know he only plays the left side. Okay. Now, your other opposite corner there is going to be who's starting this week. It's going to be Nashawn Wright, and then you're going to have Tyreek Stevenson. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, how do you feel about that? Because Tyreek Stevens already a head case. We already know that. Nashawn Wright only plays the left side. Now, how do you feel? Because you guys don't switch positions on the cornerback positions. They don't follow. They pass off. So how do you feel if this Cowboy comes out 3 wide? Because if you put CD in his slot, that's nightmare. That's game over for us.
Yeah, we're missing our engine, right? We're missing our engine to the car. Kyler Gordon, our slot star, is gone. He's not going to be there. So I'm afraid of what's going to happen to our defense. All right, I hate to say it, but CD might go off.
Whoa.
This might be
Whoa.
one for him.
Well, when you say go off, what do you mean?
Hey, I thought he was going to
say
score a couple
real
touchdowns
numbers,
last week. I mean, good numbers, 100 yards. But yeah, what is going off in your mind? I mean, what do you see as CeeDee Lamb going on? What would you consider this week?
We just saw what St. Brown just did, right?
Oh, Lord.
120 plus yards, 3 touchdowns.
Oh,
I don't want to see something like that again.
oh man, I would love to see that.
You don't want to see built behind.
No more BTA this way, man. I don't want to see it anymore. We need to be sending it out. We need to be giving some belts out.
I hear you. I mean, okay, how do you guys win this game? Honestly, I mean, Sterling, I know you said this game is trenches. You got established to run, physicality up front wins the game here. Because I'll let you go first because I do have my thought on this. Sterling, I'll let you go first. How do you win this game, man?
Well, I think we got to do something we haven't done over the first 2 games on defense, which is bring the blitz, right? Which is something Dennis Allen is known for, right? He's known for playing a Tampa 2 coverage, but he's exotic with his packages. He likes to bring the blitz. We have saw none of that so far over these first 2 games. If we want to have a chance to win the game and gives ourselves a chance, we need to bring the blitz, create as much confusion and pressure on Dak Prescott as we can to constantly make plays. Dak did it last week. Can he continue to do it this week against a ball-hungry team who's looking to establish physicality? Much to be decided there.
Ooh. So I like how you said that. I'm going to say something real quick. But during that Bears podcast I was listening to, I made a comment. I said, you know what? Why don't the Bears blitz more? Why? Because to me, I said this is my exact words when I commented. The Bears are still playing defense like it's preseason. Vanilla, vanilla, vanilla. I need some flavors here. I need Baskin-Robbins 31 flavors because it's preseason all over to me because there's nothing exotic about this. I know where they're coming. I know how they're dropping back. And I can tell you who the mic is, who's live and who's dropping. It's very simple to read now. They have to be something different on defense. They have to show it. Colin, what about you? What's the keys to this win here?
It's definitely in the trenches, right? Who's going to be the one that affects the opponent's quarterback more? All right. Are we going to be able to get Dak off his spot? Historically, Dennis Allen's defenses have been pretty good against Dak Prescott. All right. But it seems like DA doesn't have the tools that he needs to fully run this defense. You said it. We're not seeing a lot of those blitzes. Very vanilla defense. We need to see some of those packages where we get some pressure and we can make some plays. Make Dak turn the ball over.
But that's also kind of scary though, Paul, right? Because once we start to bring that blitz, Paul, Eddie, Dak is a killer on the blitz, right? He's getting that ball out super fast. So that negates the blitz. Any blitzing that we're doing or thinking about doing, if it's not happening instantaneously, it's not going to matter with Dak Prescott going 3 wide with Pickens and his favorite target, Ferguson, being a safety valve for him. So there's so much going on. If the Bears are going to blitz, it has to get there. But you got to be aware that Dak Prescott will carve us up because he's going to get that ball out very quickly.
And you know what, Sterling? I'm glad you said that because this, I've been very hard on Dak. Many years that he's been in the league, he, great regular season quarterback, puts up numbers. But the one thing this year, it's a faster release from him, number one. And the check down is there. He's been avoiding the sack, not taking stupid sacks, to lose the yards, live another day. But you're right. That safety valve is always there, and he knows where the check down is. I mean, I'm talking like going back from Romo to Witten days. He knows exactly where the check down is, and it's either Ferguson, and it's been Javonte Williams coming out of the backfield. He runs a little chip block on the blitz. They know it. Okay, the hot, hey, let's just say Noel Sewell's coming up. He's a hot guy. He's coming. Once you check him off, that little chip there, Ferguson and Javonte Williams are smart enough to say, okay, I already know the read. He already said the hot route. 5 yards, I'm here. 5 yards, that's all we need. Just keep moving the ball. Because my philosophy is 3 times 4 equals a first down. That's what I always tell my team. Live another day. You don't need the bomb. Take control of the game, manage the game. Because 4 times 3 in my book is a first down every time. But Eddie, how do you see this game?
I think it's going to come down to what quarterback is protected the best. Do you think part of the reason why they're using a vanilla defense in Chicago is because of their defensive back situation with Jalen being hurt and their the other cornerback that's been hurt, Williams?
Yeah. With all of our corners being hurt, Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon, I think, Eddie, you're right on. Kyler Gordon being hurt, and as Colin mentioned, him being the dynamite, the C4 of this defense. In preseason, Kyler Gordon was the guy coming off that edge, doing the blitzing and getting home. We have saw none of that since Kyler Gordon has been out, and now we don't have that traveling corner with Jalen Johnson. Eddie, you're right there. Maybe that's the reason.
How do you guys feel about Nick McLeod? I mean, he's going to be stepping up this week, right?
I don't like McLeod. Colin, go ahead. I just
He's a body. He'll be on the field.
I like that one. He's a body. That's what we got too. We got some bodies out there. That's all we can say. At least we got 11 on the defensive side. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Real quick, I do want to ask you something real quick because this to me had me puzzled. It has nothing to do with this week's game. Well, it does. He's playing a gorgeous, you guys can. Jack Sanborn. What was your take on him last year?
Jack Sanborn was beloved in Chicago.
That's what I'm asking.
He was a fan favorite. Yeah. He was a fan favorite. And would he have been of help right now? For sure.
Okay.
With TJ Edwards being hurt, we could have used Jack Sanborn. But I got to give credit. My boy Noah Sewell, he stepped up.
Yeah.
All right, he stepped up and he's been making plays. Few mistakes, but he's been playing a lot better.
Because the reason why I asked that, looking at Sanborn now, to me, he's the undersized linebacker. Not much speed. He hasn't shown his, speed at what we've seen. Kenneth Murray, when Overshown comes back, it's going to be a different story. We'll have probably Damon Clark in there. Faster 3 linebackers, the best trio that we can have. But Sanborn, to me, he was just a veteran guy under the Eberflus system that could call. But I thought he was going to be the signal caller because he knew the defense. But they gave it to Kenneth Murray, which is kind of puzzling to me. But I've seen Sanborn out there getting blown off the ball very fast. Was he undersized in your opinion with the Bears?
I don't think he was undersized. I always liked him, seeing him on tape flying sideline to sideline. He was always in the pile. So I don't think him being undersized had anything to do with it. I think it was just a new regime. They felt like he was expendable. We had Noah Sewell on the uptick, and then we drafted a linebacker coming out of this year's draft. So I think it was already in the works, and they just didn't want to use that money there.
Okay. Well, now how about we get into some predictions here real quick? I do want to definitely talk about that. But I do have one question before you guys talk about the draft. Where's Shamar Turner? I mean, very, very low round draft pick for you guys. Where's Shamar Turner? I mean, I watched it in college and he turned some heads.
Another one of our second round picks that has not been seeing the field. And we need it. Our defensive line is getting no pressure. Some of these young guys in there, let them put some pressure on these vets and see what we can do. Yeah.
Eddie and I talk about it all the time. Shamar Turner reminds me of our guy, James Houston. Okay. He's been in the league a year now. He got his chance, already 2 sacks, great highlight guy, the motor. That's what they need. They need a better rotation because if your starters aren't getting, the action, bring in a rookie because they want the bag. They want to show you what they can do. Right now they might be special teams players. They want to showcase. It's an audition for them. I love Shamar Turner. I agree. He should be getting a lot more time. But Eddie, I want to go with you. What's your prediction for this week's game, man?
I think I agree that it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to be probably Dallas 37, the Bears 27.
All right, you got 37-27, the Cowboys, Dan. Okay. Colin, you go ahead.
Man, give me the Bears 35, Cowboys 33.
Wow, 35-33, Bears. Sterling, you're up.
I think it's going to come down to whoever possesses the ball last. And you all have a phenomenal kicker as well. So I'm going to go Bears 31, and I'm going to go Cowboys 28.
Wow. Okay. I think I'm the only one in the 40s here. I got this game 41-38 Cowboys. I think you hit it right there, Sterling. I mean, if it comes down to it, I think whoever has the ball last possibly can win the game. To me, I'm very happy with that because all I need to get down to is the 40-yard line on your side of the ball. You know, we know this guy. My question, you know, in the beginning of the season, because we didn't know what we had as a team. We didn't know offensive line, banged up defense. You know, we didn't know what we had. And I said, well, my only question for this year is Aubrey going to kick a 70-yard field goal? And that 65-yarder looked like it had at least 5 to 8 yards left on that. So all I got to get down to the 35, 40-yard line, that's game over with automatic Aubrey. But I got a 41-38 Cowboys.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's going to be high scoring. But
remember, it's the Windy City for a reason.
That is true. But I heard it's going to be like, 75 degrees, nice weather. That's cowboy weather for me. That we don't play. Now, real quick, do you guys have natural grass or what do you guys have? Artificial?
No, they got natural grass. And
let me take that score now.
I think
Dallas struggles on
Cowboys
natural grass.
don't do too good on natural grass.
No, they don't. Jacksonville lit us up, basically. Carolina lights up every year. Every time Miami lights us up every year. When we go down there, whenever we play them, we don't play good on natural grass. We're a speed team. We can't play good on natural grass. Mm-hmm. Wow, man. You know what, guys? Real quick before we get out of here, Colin, let all the viewers out there. Right now we have 62 live viewers total. Some of the comments didn't come through for some reason on YouTube for some reason, but tell everybody out there where they can find you guys on your podcast, man.
Man, check us out on YouTube, Bears Focus Podcast. We go live during every Bears game. Come hang out with us. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Bears Focus Podcast, and then on Twitter, Bears Focus Pod. All
right. Sterling, you want to add anything to that where they can find you anywhere out there?
I mean, all of the handles that Colin just mentioned, you can find me there. Content is posted almost at this point daily. We record a weekly show. We do lives for the game. So if you're looking to engage with us, Bears Focus Podcast is the best place to start.
All right, there we go. You guys say you're live during the games, correct?
Yep.
You guys do a recap show at all after the game or anything?
We do. We go into the recap.
Okay.
Hopefully we can have a good celebratory recap this week.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you guys want, we can get you on next week and maybe we can recap it live together, on Wednesday night in Cowboys Weekly. Maybe we can get together and do that because, once you come to the box here, you're part of the family. And you guys are open to an invitation anytime, man.
Man, I appreciate that. And definitely thank you for having us on.
Definitely. Well, before we get out here, our sponsor, Jason Fine, 1-800-HURT-123. Attorney Big Al, 1-800-HURT-123. Motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims, 3 convenient locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. First Jersey, Cherry Hill, 3 Greensboro Lane. Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, PA, 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120. Pittsburgh, PA, 500 Grand Street. Make sure you mention Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. And guess what? You get 33 1/3%. Are highly unlike it from any other lawyer out there. Those magical words, no recovery, no fee. Just mention Out of the Box Sports Entertainment for all your needs out there. Also, guys, tomorrow night, we have this show right here. Thursday Night Football, NFL Live Weekly Talk is back with myself and Dan. We'll be talking about that. Also, Friday night, College Football Frenzy. Eddie and I will be on there. Saturday, Notre Dame. Colin, close your ears real quick because I'm talking about Notre Dame real quick, okay? Notre Dame Golden Dome podcast will be live 30 minutes post game, 30 minutes after the game here. We're playing Purdue, a little hometown, little game there. So make sure you tune into that. But guys, I just want to say thank you to you guys hopping in. Really appreciate you, man. You gave us a lot of insight tonight on the Bears. Little things I didn't want to hear by, Sterling saying you guys are going to go 4 wide on us. That scares the hell out of me. I'll tell you that right now. But as long as we can return the favor and go 4 wide against you guys. But I think, Colin, you said it best. Whatever body shows up during the game out there, whatever body can just play a little bit better than the other side, I think wins the game because we are depleted on both sides of the ball, man. Both sides of the ball for both teams. Definitely. So we always have this thing called final thoughts real quick. Eddie and I give final thoughts. We have about 30 seconds to a minute on each person. You guys are the visitors. You can talk about anything you want. Anything in the world that you want to talk about. We always try to say something to the Cowboys Nation out there. Sterling, I'll let you go first. You got about a minute here. Say whatever you feel, man. Bears, whatever you want to talk about.
Bears Nation, Bears fans, don't overreact. I know we're 0-2. We went through this before. We can bounce back still early in the season. We could get a wild card. Also, I just want to put an alert out there. Danny Dimes is cooking in Indianapolis, looking like Jake Delhomme reincarnated on the Carolina Panthers.
I like that. Colin, go ahead.
Man, like Sterling said, y'all, 2 games in, Bears fans. All right, we got 15 left. We can still turn this thing around. Stick with the team. Cowboys fans, I'm sorry, but y'all getting another L this week.
Eddie, your final thoughts.
I'm starting to feel bad about the belt behind the Cowboys are going to be putting on the Bears. It's going to be fun taking Tyreek Stevenson to school.
Oh, Eddie, careful what you wish for on the opposite side of the ball, man. They can do the same thing to us, man. There might be a tree out there with two twitches out there that we might have to grab, man. One for both of us,
Yep.
But my final thoughts real quick. Cowboy Nation, this is game 3 here. Last week didn't look good, but just like Colin said on the opposite side here, it's only week 2. This is week 3 here. Everything can be changed in a matter of instinct. One player makes a team, but that's not always true. Another corner can step up. We don't know who's the better team here. We don't know right now because we're both banged up. Made the better team come out to win. But I do want to say thank you to Colin and Sterling for joining us tonight. Enjoyed the time with you guys tonight. You guys are more than welcome anytime. Hop on in, give us your thoughts because I know you guys go live. I hope I can say some good things about my Cowboys during your podcast because you're going to hear me talking. But guys, I want to say thank you for hopping in, man. Definitely do.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Eddie, for having us.
Definitely. All right, guys, my name is Paul Spencer. This is the Cowboys Weekly on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Make sure you follow us on all our social medias out there. Subscribe, follow, share, tell a friend. Even out there, do what you need. Do follow your team. Just do me a favor. We have a lot of fans out there that are bandwagon fans. Listen, I know you guys have been Bears fans since you're probably toddlers, correct?
Yeah.
For a very, very long time.
100%.
Definitely. And you know what? As long as you follow your team, I respect it 100%. Don't just have a bad year and jump the ship and go to another team. That's why I respect fans that understand the game, respect the game, and are true to their team. So you guys fit the bill 100%. So, guys, this has been Cowboys Weekly. Real quick, got 2 comments real quick. Eddie says, good show, fellas. And Michael, I will never say this because you're like a brother to me. Can we get an Eagles chant? Hell no. Okay. Hell no. Okay. Hell no.
Hey, Michael. Ed, that day's going to happen when hell freezes over, pal.
That's right. Maybe on your birthday, if I do a show on your birthday, I'll give an Eagles chant. But no, you know me, Michael. No. But Ed, Michael, congratulations. You did win the NFL Pick'em tied 4-way tie. This week, back-to-back weeks with you and Eddie. So, I'm still never going to give Eagles chant. But guys, we're going to get out of here. Appreciate everybody checking in. We'll see you next week. Cowboys Weekly, Wednesday, 9:30. Until then, have a great weekend and go Cowboys.
Bear down.
Getting strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. stats with the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time. No limits, no change, no walls to climb. We'll